set up the space energetically for this beautiful transmission that has just sprung up today to be recorded, as you cannot speak about feminine mastery without speaking about reconciliation and acceptance, surrender, and also transcendence of our stories with the masculine, with the father, the brother, and the beloved. And so it is my intention to provide some codes, some healing, also some illumination on any of the spaces in your body that you've still been holding on to. Remorse, I'm hearing. Sadness, grief, challenge, disgust. And in the womb, just definitely betrayal and loss when we have had to say goodbye to partners, beloveds, lovers, anybody that we've shared our energy with in a very intimate way that happens to be of the other sex. So let us just use the serpent energy today. I'm really feeling the rattle. I'm really feeling like kind of this dance between feminine and masculine. Obviously, focusing on our womb and our sacral this week. Making space. So just listen, just follow the sounds of my voice, the sound of the rattle, and allow it to bring things up. Not out yet, just up. We want to bring everything that's relevant for us to look at and feel into to the surface. Let's bring it up to the organs, perhaps from the blood and our veins to our muscles and to our skin. Our beautiful serpent, feminine, dragon skin. Let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. Maybe you're starting to feel some prickly sensations in certain parts of the body, maybe the back of the neck, the shoulders, the shoulder blade area. These are kind of the areas of betrayal, like backstabbing. And again, there's no judgment for any of it. Just allow, right? This is fluid. This is feminine. This is your devotion to knowing. This is your privilege to know your body and to know your system. There's a miraculous composite, like a composition, a symphony of source creation. And if we have some bad notes in there, like some make nails on a chalkboard, we want to make sure, okay, let's adjust. Let's change that tune. Let's harmonize our waters and our divine feminine vessel, this powerhouse. Ow! I'm feeling like the wolf energy, like this. A little bit of the bear energy too. I don't know, I think California is really coming in, or maybe like the Southwest, the buffalo. These themes have been really, really present for me in the past few weeks. So I'm bringing them forth for you to feel this like epic, wild nature that you are. Because you're so perfect, because you're so lovely and so divine. Woo, the waterworks. Ooh, let anything move that needs to move. Don't hold it back. Just let it flow. Yeah, your wild nature. Like a pristine national park before it was sold or corrupted, or before you had to pay to get in. Like the pristine waters, the pristine forests, the meadows, the systems of Gaia herself that were and are on some level, they are still pristine. They're still pristine. So the pristine land, the earth, wants you to be held, wants you to know that there are a lot of old stories, there are a lot of old, sour notes that we're gonna harmonize with love, with recognition, like sending them off to their own forest, their own continent, their own waters, wherever they belong, to these other men, California trees also want to come in. We have the redwood energy, we have the pine, we have the cypress, the eucalyptus, which we will be working with oil of eucalyptus in a little bit, the olive tree, and you'll see the connection between a beautiful masculine ascended master and the olives. Anyone else? A lot of crystals are offering themselves, so throughout this transmission, just know there will be little like taps on the shoulder of like, I'm here, and we're gonna do this in a very glorious way. I mean, there may be tears, there already are some. There will definitely be a flow of energy moving out of you, but just know this is not your energy. And if it's not your energy, that means it needs to go back to who it belongs to. A lot of us have been holding these stories in our womb with the hope, with the delusion in some cases, with the misguided and unclear messages of that person, that beloved, that father figure. You know, they're gonna come back and they're gonna do it right, and they're gonna be in my life the way I need them to be and the way I want them to be. And in some cases, it's not gonna happen that way. And we have to accept, we have to let life play out the way that, you know, it does, because we all make our choices. I hope everybody is cozy. If you need anything, this is actually a really good time. If you need a cup of tea, if you need a plant friend, I have aloe vera here, the dragon aloe in the back. I have a lot of lush energy from the plant realms, from the tree realms. it's a lot more earthy, this transmission. You know, we obviously have the water, we have the beautiful serpent woman here, and the blues and everything, but I even decided to wear the heart tone and the red lipstick because we're working with the energy of our femininity and just reassessing, like, where are we? Have we been cycling, you know, literally cycling and siphoning and also being siphoned because of our stories, of attachment to men, attachment to things that are no longer in alignment. Everybody, please make sure that you have something to drink, water, something really nourishing, maybe a tea, maybe a cacao. This is going to be very, very conducive to moving the energy and gifting the energy. We're not releasing the energy, we are returning the energy to where it belongs. There is a difference. There is a difference because your intention is very, very clear. Your intention is, I can see clearly now. I can feel from my womb. I'm receiving the messages that are saying, give it back. Give it back. Send it back. Without animosity, without the story of you did and you hurt and you harmed and you shoulda, coulda, woulda been there. Trust me, get something to drink. We're going to need it. Feeling called to open our transmission. That was kind of like the warm up with eucalyptus oil. So 100% pure eucalyptus oil is gonna be our guiding tree energy for this transmission, and also for bringing in the masculine support. If you think of the plant kingdom, the plant realm, I should say, the vastness of what all goes on with flowers and herbs and shrubs and bushes and trees and all of it, it is a system that relies heavily on harmony. It relies so deeply on not polarizing everything, but following your intuition to understand when a tree is presenting its masculine energy, when a tree is presenting its feminine energy, and when a tree or a plant or a flower that's blooming is presenting its union energy. So like the divine child or the Trinity energy. So let's bring in the eucalyptus frequency. There's nothing you need to do but just receive. The air is already getting so much clearer. Perhaps you can feel that there are deep, deep breaths happening, and that your heart and your throat, the channel between these energetic centers, is becoming more clear. It's like, oh, I breathe a little bit better. It's a little easier to smell all of the plants, the flowers, the drink that I'm drinking. It's like we're opening to this beautiful, beautiful support from the plant realms. And I didn't know this was going to be such a heavy plant transmission, but this is how it's coming in. It has a lot to do with the fact that I have been on a plant journey, and you could say like a dieta with rosemary right now, and all of her dragon teachings and all of her codes and her wisdom. And again, I'm using the word her, but in some instances she may come in more like the he, or the him, and in some instances she may come in as androgynous. It really just depends on How are you receiving the communication? What's the purpose of the message? You know, how is the message being delivered? Is it being delivered in the dream realms? Is it being delivered like really directly? So here again, dream realms, much more feminine, much more like receptive. We're so receptive in our dream realms versus you sitting with a plant and sitting right in front of it and asking a question, and then boom, the direct answer comes to you. That's kind of more direct, more action, more, you know, more masculine. So these are just things I offer. As you continue navigating this journey, you will see there is a lot of gifts and a lot of realms are opening up for you because you said yes to this journey. And the journey of the sacral and the womb has a lot to do with plants, as you will have already seen in some of the other videos, and as you will see in our live ceremony that we're going to be having together. If you are in the live container of For the Waters, you cannot really dive into the magic and the wisdom of your womb if you are not open to bringing in the mastery of the plant realm. It's something that goes hand in hand on this planet. I mean, everything from the process of our cycle every month and how plants actually assist us even without consuming them, how they assist us. Maybe if we have the oils, maybe if we just have a plant in our room and we can see and we can feel this one's offering its energy, like for example, the aloe vera is offering energy, it's offering life force and chi, because I'm kind of coming down as I'm about to start bleeding, like my energy level's going down. All of a sudden you start receiving, oh, there's a little more available to me because this plant is offering it, or this tincture, or this beautiful tea, or this cacao that I'm drinking. Obviously the plants and the alchemy in there are offering you things to have you journey in your beautiful womb wisdom through all of its stages. And you know, we're going to learn more about this with a beautiful sister. I just want to offer that intuitively, I feel a lot of you are, specifically this week, you're going to receive a really powerful plant ally, whether it's a tree or whether it's an herb or a flower. You are going to receive a divine ally in this, I said week, but actually in this month of the container. Rosemary for me has been a beautiful teacher these, I want to say 3 weeks, maybe almost 4 weeks, maybe almost a month, that I've been deepening with her energy. And it's actually her and my dream state that prompted this video transmission now, because within the past few days I have been having a lot of the exes, the ex-partners, coming up in photos on an ancient hard drive. That I was looking for something on the hard drive and I found old photos of 3 of my previous partners, which are basically like the 3 partners that I've had in the past decade, the 3 beloveds. And how much that confrontation of like the imagery of that person, and specifically there was one photo where I was actually kissing my partner in the photo. It was like, whoa, that photo must have been from 2013, maybe 2014. To have that moment of, it's a decade later, like, wow. I did do a purge a few years ago of just getting rid of all that old energy, including the photos. It's a personal decision. This isn't like me telling anybody what to do with their personal connections and how they relate to their exes. But for me, it was important to delete the imagery, because the imagery conjures up so many stories when we connect to the imagery. When we see the photo or the moment in time, it's like a snapshot, right? It's like it's a sequence in the Matrix. When you play the film back, it's a slide in that film. It's a moment in time. If you keep that and you see that photo later on, it can do what it did to me the other day, where it was like, whoa, okay, all these little pieces, you know, not too much about him, because honestly, it was 10 years ago. He was probably, you know, possibly my first real love, but at the same time, I'm such a different person now than the person I was with him at that time. And I wouldn't ever want to go back and be that woman again, because she was beautiful, she was young, she was like heart open and like risk taking and brave to like have a long distance relationship and travel often to go live with him and stay with him in Florida where he lived and work over there, because I wanted to give love a chance, because I wanted to see where that relationship could go. And it was a beautiful journey. It was like epic grid work now that I look back, or now that I feel and tune into the other layers, kind of the macro of why a lot of that was part of my my love encoding. You know, like we each have a unique love signature. And the way that we either seek our partners or align with our partners is very, very specific and very purposeful in the story of our evolution, the evolution of our Venus, the evolution of our Mars, you know, these planetary spheres that are the story of masculine and feminine in our arc of our life. And all of this to say, the other two partners also were right there in those photos in that hard drive. And then one of them, you know, he showed up in the dream states, even just last night. And there is this beautiful invitation right now that I'm going to ask, you know, you to check in for a moment. What's been happening with you in terms of your attachments, or the way that you have memory recall of those threads, those connections? And are you willing to see if there is a higher octave of how you get to interact with those stories, how you get to interact with those timelines? And again, it's not about erasing or deleting them or even memory itself. It's not about that. It's about finding the harmony between accepting and knowing that that was a chapter of your life, and that all of it, boom, 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 till now, I'm kind of seeing like a wave or like a little jellyfish, kind of like bloop, 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 and now here we are. Here we are. I'm looking at you as the woman that has been through all of those experiences, and you're looking at me. I'm feeling your energy of you retracing. Some of you, it's more than 10 years. Some of you are retracing 20, 30. Some of you maybe are just retracing the closest relationship, the one that just, you know, feels like it's right here. It's right here, like an old friend, and it just every now and then creeps up and taps you on the shoulder, like, hey, remember me? You know, I'm still floating around like a jellyfish in your ocean, in your waters, in your womb. Memory, recall. So I love that jellyfish imagery that's coming up. I definitely think there's some really beautiful and really potent energy there that you may want to tap into, whether it's through movement, whether it's through drawing, painting, creating. But we're gonna have some fun with this, because it's not all about woe is me and damn all that pain from all of those stories and the loss and the hurt and the all of it, and also the things that we did that we are still chastising ourselves about, or we're still reviewing, you know, like giving ourselves a grade on how good or how bad were you in that relationship. And why are we doing that, some of us? Why have we done that in the past in some instances? Maybe that's not where we are now, but we've definitely done that. And is there, again, a higher octave to just see it all as part of the tapestry, part of the weaving, beautiful, beautiful unfolding, and your blossoming as a woman, as a divine feminine, creator, portal, vessel, nebula being. So let's just take some breaths here. I definitely feel like we're gonna need to breathe. We're gonna need to, you know, some of you may need to move. Some of you may need to get a little little jellyfish energy in the space, and just, you know, see that kind of that freedom energy that a jellyfish represents, right? It's like there's something so beautiful about witnessing an ethereal being like a jellyfish going, again, going where it needs to go, doing what it needs to do. And that's the thing with this transmission. I am offering you the opportunity to send some heavy, some complex, some stories that go back past this lifetime, some stories, you know, that have to do more with the father and the lineage of the masculine for you than the beloved, or some very, very deep wounding from things that the father couldn't give you, from times where the father wasn't there, for times where the father was there but he didn't see you. He didn't want to see the woman that you were becoming. So for a lot of us, there's this really, really important marker when a woman is about to bleed. She's about to move into that next stage of her life as a feminine creator being who's now able to bleed, connect with the mother, with the earth in a deeper, more magical way, more profound, right? Her gifts are going to start coming, again, much more through her womb space than anywhere else, because that's where it's our portal. It's our portal of life and creation, these waters. And what I'm offering you is a moment to close your eyes. Take both hands if you can, so put anything down that you've been holding, and put both hands on your womb space. And just for a moment, I want you to go back into the memory. Maybe it's just a blink, maybe it's just a moment in time where you felt the shift between your father figure, and this also applies to women that didn't grow up with a father but had a father figure, maybe not a biological father, or if they didn't have a man in their home, they still had a father figure, which might have been a feminine person, might have been a mother, might have been an aunt, a grandmother that carried the masculine role that a father could have or should have if he had been there. So again, without judgment, right? This isn't about judging, but I want you to feel through your waters. Keep breathing here. Maybe even massage or rub your womb a little bit in a kind of a circular motion. If some of you feel to spiral your body a little bit, maybe spiral your body, serpentine your body, and see if you can remember through your womb space through your sacral waters, the shift, the moment where your father no longer saw you as his little girl or the divine, innocent child, because you were about to bleed, or you did bleed and you shifted into another frequency of the feminine. And for some of us, there's a huge shift and a sense of loss. And maybe we don't even understand what happened. What did I do? These are some thoughts that you may have had, or you may understand, like at a cellular level. What did I do? How come he doesn't love me in the same way? How come I'm not his little girl anymore? Or why can't he see the woman I'm becoming? Why can't he shift his relationship with my shift? Because I don't want to lose what we have or what we have had. And so I'm going to offer you a little space here to just really, really answer some of those questions, or answer some of the questions that arose from you feeling into this moment. You know, do you know how old you were? Were you 12? Were you 13? Were you older? Was it more when you left the home? If you left, you know, to become independent, right? To go off and explore what it means to be a young, free woman. Some of you may be even leaving and like going off with your beloved, and so leaving the father now with a new masculine in your life, and also just knowing that there's layers of pain. There's pain on the father's side, there's pain on the daughter's side, there's pain and loss in this moment, because most of us didn't have the initiation to celebrate that initiation, that moment of the bleed. And it's supposed to be this hush, hush, don't talk about it, you know. They don't want to know. They don't want to know that their daughter can now become pregnant, become a mother, you know, have sex, all of the things. It's complex. But we're liberating any of the shame or any of the guilt around that moment in time. You get to liberate that moment in time for yourself and for the masculine in your life, for the masculine collective. So that includes for beloveds, brothers, and fathers. And it's a big deal to liberate that energy, believe me. You're going to feel the ripples of this, so breathe into this. Breathe into this moment. The woundings from the masculine. Breathe deep and allow that eucalyptus to just purify the channel from the heart to the womb going down, and from the heart to the throat going up. So in both directions. Clarity, purity, a new flow, a new stream. And we're going to invite in the Ascended Master as we continue to breathe here. Some of us, again, may be called more to movement, maybe to mudra. Maybe some of you feel to create a lotus. mudra around your heart or any other mudra around the womb or the throat. These are the main spaces we're working with. This is where this story or these stories are going to be returned, accepted, the energy returned, the life force again back where it belongs, everybody with their energy. And we're going to invite the energy of Master Yeshua. Yeshua the Christ, Christos, the divine masculine of Christos Sophia, the union of divine mother and divine father, divine creator and divine creatrix. And we're going to invite the mastery to move up and down our spine. We'll start with up. Yeshua is a master of the spine. Yeshua is associated often with 3-3 or 3-3-3 energy. He's not the only divine masculine or divine master that is associated with that, but he is a deep master that I work with. I will show you that his beautiful image came up in the cards, and it says the power is within you, and I'm going to elaborate on that and say the life force is within you. The force is in you. Little Star Wars reference there. The life force is within you, but you have to make sure it's properly flowing from the base of our spine up through all of our channels and out like a fountain that then pours back down, or maybe helixes back down into the earth. So this is what we're going to ask. There's not really anything you need to do. You just need to accept through your own free will, through your sovereign choice, to allow the mastery within you and also the mastery of Yeshua and the 3-3 to clear. Breathe. Deeper. With every inhale, go a little bit deeper. Some of you may want to exhale out loud like I just did right now. Deep breath in. Find your rhythm. A lot of us, it's the throat. There's a huge throat block, like there's so much you didn't get to say. Keep breathing. There's so much you haven't said. So many stories you haven't told. Now we can't have this space blocked anymore. We are going to reserve this power box. We're going to reserve it for the most divine, the most truthful, the most relevant energy and frequency and sound and tone and intention to come out of this space. So keep breathing deeply. Inhale. Open the wings, the dragon wings, as if your shoulder blades want to meet in the back. Again, deep breath in, open the shoulder blades, dragon wingspan. Exhale. Power is within you. Power is within breath and within the spine, and connecting the dots vertebrae by vertebrae. There are 33 vertebrae in our body, from our coccyx, I believe, to the base of our neck, or maybe the middle of our neck. Let us breathe life, new life into our divine dragon spine. There are many new things that want to come into your heart. A lot of you will be working with this wingspan, this breathing technique, even the tilting of your head back as you inhale and open the dragon wings. And then as you release, you bring the head back or even down if you want. And you consolidate the energy again with the hands. So you're like opening, closing a little, opening, closing a little, keeping it tight, keeping it intimate. It's a practice for you. It's a practice for you to get to know your chi through the channels of the breath. Moving forward, actually, when we get to the week where we work much more with fire, we're gonna learn and we're going to work with the nasal, the switching of the breath so that you are breathing in through one nostril, out through the other, which one's a fire breath, which one's a water breath. Trust me, it's gonna all come together. But for now, for this particular week, and for the intention, which we're gonna almost close right now, we're going to trust our spine. And we're gonna activate the trust frequency in our divine masculine within, as well as without. So that includes all of the masculine, all of the men that have been a part of our story, that will be a part of our story going forward. This is really, really, really potent work. You're gonna feel amazing, actually. You're gonna feel like there's so much more space. I'm taller, like, wow, my neck, God, it's gorgeous, and my chest and my breasts, like, trust me, you're going to be walking differently. You're going to be walking differently. You're going to be attracting different things. You're going to be magnetizing different things to yourself, because all of a sudden that X is not right here. That father figure is not right here. That chastisement from the other or from the self about our stories with the masculine is no longer right here. And in our ear, and in our neck, and in our back, it's going to liberate a lot of energy in the hips. So for some of you, you're going to want to dance after this, or throughout the week. The womb week is big for moving the hips, the belly, really getting comfortable, sensual with yourself again. Or if you already are juicy and sensual, just taking it to the next, right? To the next level of mastery. This is your playground. This is your ocean. I will show you this really quick, the Devil card with the web. It's like a little crystal web. And the Devil is like part spider. We have the masculine and the feminine here in their naked form. They have masks. And even the Devil himself, he's half masked by this red seductive cloak. And what I think is interesting about the Devil card being the card that I picked before setting up the recording space, I wanted one frequency, one energy of 78 cards in the tarot to tell me what was the message that needed to come through, that needed to really land today. And I will give you this, and this actually comes from Osiris, another master of the spine, another master of the divine masculine mysteries. Beautiful being from Egypt. Master Osiris wants to offer you the frequency of liberating yourself from the need to seduce and to be seduced in the lower realms, in the lower frequencies. So that means where it's not a soul-to-soul seduction. It's not a soul-to-soul meeting. It's a lot more of that, like juvenile love or lustful, or it's exciting, but then it's like terrifying at the same time. It's chaotic. A lot of us maybe have experienced relationships like this already. Maybe even the relationship dynamics in our family probably echoed, right? The type of partners we looked for, that maybe we either put it all on the masculine to hold it down, be stable, be the breadwinner, be my home, be my everything, because the father couldn't be that or wasn't that, or the chaos in the home, or the fighting of your parents, or, you know, again, take this to the relevancy of your life and your stories, your threads, your webs with the masculine. But Osiris is saying, unweave those webs, those threads. There's one web, there's one grand tapestry, but even within the web, there are webs within the web. There are tails and threads within the greater grand web. And yes, sometimes it takes a lifetime or lifetimes to see the grand design of that web. But with intention, as you unweave just a few of those stories, you free, you liberate, and you give permission for your sacral to declare, to send out the call for the more aligned or the most aligned divine masculine. Counterpart, divine masculine, brothers, the divine masculine, father figures or mentors, if that's what you are calling into your life. And I will offer this piece as well, with all of the stars here in the night and this kind of very crystalline web. A lot of this has to do with the weavings from other lifetimes. So just make that intention that it goes beyond this timeline, this lifetime. Make the intention as you gift back, which a lot of it we've already done, but in case there are more ripples, in case there's more triggering moments, as you let go of things, as you gift things back, as you delete things, as you just move forward more in your divine feminine energy. Intend that the greatest and highest resolution, completion energy, through acceptance and love and grace, that transcends to all stars, all suns, all systems, all webs, into the grand web itself. I will see if I could write this up as a little maybe mantra or a prayer that you can do with whatever you feel. Again, your mastery is what is most important in this container. So you will know what you're going to go to, what plants, what items, what totems, what day to do it, how long the process has to be, because it's not necessarily as easy for everyone to just cut. And it's not a cutting. You're not cutting the web. You are intentionally deciding to use that life force, that thread that comes out of the mother spider. And you're like, taking it back and deciding what to weave that is more crystalline, more divine, more aligned for who you are here and now as a woman receiving this, and through our web of intention as a grid, because what you do will affect every woman on some level that has not been able to do this, that has avoided it, that to her deathbed will just carry on with the stories and the baggage and the energy and everybody's web all tangled in her web, because that's the way she wants it. It will affect even them. So for now, offering you this beautiful dragon of union, this beautiful rosemary as a goodbye, as a closure energy for this energy session and activation, and all of my love. You are amazing, and I will see you on the next one.
Holding on with both two hands. Gotta let go now. Is it really you knocking at your own door? Always looking for something more. Don't be a fool. Don't be a fool. Oh no, no, no. You just gotta let that old story go. You just gotta let that good river flow into your heart. It's a start.